One Piece. I'm gonna be just realistic with you guys. I would be selling on One Piece all day long. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Buy, Sell, or Hold. This is episode 11, and we are returning to One Piece. What you just saw was a look back about over 6 months ago when I first took a look at One Piece. Back then, I said sell, but let's see what the market says about One Piece today. So to do a quick recap, back then, over 6 months ago, took a look at One Piece, I said sell. Looking back at that video, I think I'm going to go ahead and say I was pretty much right about selling on One Piece. I said back then in that video I would sell on One Piece. I thought prices were too high, and I did state in that video I expect to see prices continue to go up, and I was right about One Piece. I said back then there was going to be a lot of hype around One Piece, especially with the set we're going to first take a look at, which was Awakening of the New Era. With the new anime coming out with One Piece, there was going to be so much hype around it, and One Piece is so collectible, and it's arguably one of the most popular animes out there, that we were going to continue to see such a big hype around it that you're going to see prices continue to go up. When One Piece first, I think a lot of people forget this too, when One Piece first burst onto the scene, booster boxes were anywhere between $75 to $100. We should get back to that at some point, but right now we're not there yet. However, though, what does the market say today? But before we go any more forward with this video, first and foremost, thank you to everybody hitting 5K subs. I cannot thank you guys enough. It's a small achievement, but it does feel oh so good. So again, tip of the cap to you guys. I really do appreciate it. If you're a long time standing subscriber with me, cannot thank you guys enough. Really do appreciate it. For those of you, you guys know who you are if you're watching this video, long time subscribers. Not gonna go and list some names, but you guys know who you are. If you're a new subscriber to the channel, thank you so much. Really love having you guys here. And listen, I understand this is a channel not for everybody. I'm very fast and loose with my opinions. I'm kind of all over the place. This is why it's called TCG Madness, because I'm all about cardboard. I'm a massive cardboard junkie. I love opening up cardboards. I love talking about it. I like looking at the market. I like building decks. I'm kind of just all over the place. I know I'm not a channel for everybody, and I fully am aware of that. I have that self-awareness about me. Completely understand. But if you did hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed to my channel, again, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. And again, before we go any forward too, hit that like button if for nothing else. If you're watching this right now, hit that subscribe button. If you're new, go maybe consider it. Go check out some of the videos I've done if you're not so sure. Again, all TCG all the time. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video. So buy, sell, or hold on One Piece is going to be a little tricky, and if you are new, let me go ahead and set some groundwork for you. When I say buy, sell, or hold, I pretty much mean, if I say buy, I think that's a good time to start buying into the game, right? Like last video we did was Dragon Ball Super. Booster boxes were cheap. Singles were cheap. I think that's a good time to buy. It's a good market. It's a healthy market for any player and or collector. If I say sell, I'm not saying sell your cards or anything. No, I'm saying pretty much just don't buy. I think now's not a good time to buy. It's not a good market. I do expect it to come down low. If I say hold, that usually means let's wait until another set or two drops and let's see what happens after that. So with that being said, I laid the groundwork. Now you guys know this is just an opinionated video. If you disagree with me or agree with me, let me know in the comment section down below. Simple as that. So let's go ahead and take a look at Awakening of the New Era, which is arguably the most popular One Piece set, has the most expensive card in it, which is the Monkey D. Luffy manga card. But I don't want to just take a look at the alternative arts and stuff like that, because those are the collector cards. What I want to look at and what I like to look at is through the lens of the everyday player. What does the market say to the everyday player? Well, if you take a look at One Piece, outside of the alternative arts, the cards are pretty cheap, right? Like you look at the alternative art here, it's a $5 12 card. That's not that, expensive, but if you look at the rest of them, they're pretty expensive, right? The SPs, the alternative arts, even some alternative arts are actually pretty cheap. Like a Koala alternative art, which is a gorgeous looking card, pretty cheap, right? But that's not what we're looking at. We are looking at like the everyday super rares, like the Eustace Captain Kidd coming in at $349. We're looking at like the Rebecca coming in at $398. We're even looking at the Rob Lucci, which is $1.67. I mean, these cards, actually it's $250, but these are the cards that the everyday player's looking at. Even $250, not that expensive, guys. That's a pretty good, because the majority of the cards are going to be those cards plus some rares, commons, and uncommons, which is going to make up the bulk of your deck. These super rares aren't going to generally make up somewhere between 30 to 40% of your deck. The rest of it's going to be that, like I just said, the commons, uncommons, and the rares that are going to make up the majority of the deck. I mean, you can pretty much make a competitive deck with One Piece and still not break the bank. Like a $60 competitive deck isn't that far removed from the equation. I mean, look at these card prices. 50 cents, a Nell 57 cents, $1.11. I guess some of these prices are probably like, you know, bank cards that are a little banked up, but even still, 74 cents for a near mint at one point. That's pretty good. Even for $1 or $2, that's fine too. We can live with that. Here's an ulti. Let's see what she has to say. She's 15 cents for a super rare. And it has an on play if your leader is multicolored, the top 3 cards of your deck. Pretty strong card. Pretty strong card. And it's pretty cheap, which is excellent. That's what you want to see. You want to see cards that are the non-alternative arts that are pretty cheap. That means we have a healthy singles market. As far as the alternative arts go, again, I'm not going to talk about it too much because any booster box of One Piece, the majority of your pulls are going to be super rares. You get anywhere between 6 to 8 super rares, if my memory serves me correct. And you get one alternative, you're guaranteed one alternative art, and then you're guaranteed to get either a secret rare, or if you don't get a secret rare, you get another alternative art. I have no idea. The last time I opened up One Piece was, I believe, Pillars of Strength. Or no, Kingdoms of Intrigue was the last set I opened up. Excuse me, Kingdoms of Intrigue. And that's pretty much how the breakdown was. I opened up set 1, 2, and 3. After that, I kind of got out of it for a little bit just because prices were just getting too high. And I said, listen, I think prices are going to continue to soar up, which is why I made the video I did back then. But let's take a look at one of the newest sets, Wings of the Captain. Very interesting set. So you guys can see right now, $149 for a booster box. If you go back over 6 months ago, we were looking at $200, $220, $240 for a booster box. It is good to see prices for booster boxes starting to come down. We should continue to see that coming down. More importantly, though, let's take a look at just the super rares in this set. What are the card prices saying about that? Because the reason why I'm not spending too much time on all these cards right here, right? All of these $129.97, the most expensive cards. Realistically, you're not pulling these cards. I mean, if you bought a whole case, you might get out of like the top, like, let's say 2 brackets right here. You may pull 3 of these, and you may pull like a Rebecca. You may pull Evan Smoke. You may pull Hody Jones, which is not even that, you know, expensive, $21. You may pull alternative art Sugar. Like, you may pull alternative art Corona. But out of a case, again, you may get one of those. That's it. You may get 2 of those. You may get 3 of those. I would venture to say probably 3 is the healthy number. And nowhere, if you bought a full case, are you pulling all of these cards. That's just not happening. I mean, look at the amount of alternative arts that are in this set. There are so many alternative arts. I mean, we got some all the way even down here in the lower end of the list. We do get a couple of expensive super rares. Gecko Moria, Kazuki Horiari, and then Shanks. Look at that. Shanks alternative art, one of the very popular characters. Even he's pulling below $20. A Perona for $1.50 for a non-alternative art. 19 cents, 9 cents, 45 cents. Like, these are some very, very cheap cards. It does seem that we have this big gap between what sealed booster boxes are and what singles are. And what I mean by a wide gap, I mean we have booster boxes selling for $178, and yet we have the bulk of your pulls, like these super rares, $1.50, 9 cents, 19 cents. Yeah, I get it. These 2 cards, even if you pull both of these cards in a booster box, that's still $30, right? So $30, $170 something for a booster box. I don't see how you or why you should be buying a booster box when these single prices are very on the cheaper end. They're very much a very healthy singles market. The newest set coming out is 500 years in the future. We'll take a quick look at that, and then I want to go ahead and go all the way back to the first few sets that were released, and I want to show you guys something, because I saw this last night and I'm like, this is insane. Pre-sale prices $169. Of course, all these cards in the hundreds, they will, you know, maybe 1 or 2 of them stay in the hundreds. The rest of them are going to go below that. That's just the nature. Pre-sale prices are always like ridiculously high, and then they drop like a freaking stone. What I do want to show you guys, though, are the first couple of sets. Again, I talked about this. Kingdoms of Intrigue was the last set I opened. When I bought a booster box of oh my god. When I bought a booster box of Kingdoms of Intrigue, I spent $90 on it. $178 for a booster box of Kingdoms of Intrigue. I do want to ask and throw this question to you guys. If anybody's watching this video right now, I want you guys to comment, why are we seeing booster box prices so high? Why is it such a heavy emphasis on this sealed market? Is it because that these people are expecting like One Piece to be the next Pokemon, where the sealed booster boxes are going to one day sell for $500 to $1,000 a booster box? Is that what we're seeing here? Is that what everybody's anticipating? I want you guys to comment down below. I really do, because I'm very curious to hear from you guys what is going on with sealed booster boxes. Because if you look at the cards inside of them, the most expensive card is Boa Hancock SP. She's $113. That's not the price of a booster box. I would understand if like Boa Hancock, Edward Newgate, Rebecca, all three, like let's say Edward Newgate was $120 and Rebecca was $100 and Boa Hancock was like $200. Then I would understand like these sealed prices, and the pull rates, by the way, were really good on these cards. But that's not the case, and I know that because if you were to probably buy a booster box of 100 Kingdoms of Retreat for $178, chances of you actually making that money back out of a whole case, like let's say you get 12 shots at trying to make your money back, chances are you're only going to succeed on probably 2 of those booster boxes, because you may pull one of these top tier cards and you may pull another card with it that's pretty expensive, but you really would have to get the Rebecca Hancock and like a Trafalgar Law, or Rebecca Hancock and a Sabu, or you have to pull this Sabu, you know what I mean? And $500 when a full case is going for over $2,000 makes no sense to me, and I'm just wondering what is going on. But if you take a look at the non-alternative arts, right? The cards that the everyday player needs. The cards to make up their decks. Card prices are pretty low. Yamato, Don Quick Flamingo, Miss All Sunday, Monkey D. Luffy, Kaido, Sugar, Sanji. These are cards that are very, 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 very affordable. So it doesn't make any sense to me right now why we're seeing this. Again, I want, maybe if someone can explain this to me, maybe it really just is the fact that they are really just anticipating 10, 15 years down the line that they're expecting One Piece to be the next big thing. If you go take a look at Pillars of Strength, we will see the same exact thing. $244 for a booster box. Now, granted, there are 2 cards that are very expensive, but these alternative manga-esque cards, I think there's like 1 in every case. So you're only going to pull 1 of these, and I'm not 100% sure it's even guaranteed. If you look at it too, we also got Portugasta Ace. Ace 2. You're going to pull like 1 of these type of cards in every sealed case. Maybe you get 2. I don't know. But even if you do get 2, maybe you pull 1 of these and maybe you pull 1 of these. That's only $200. The case is $2,825 a case. I don't see why cases are and booster boxes are so damn expensive when the cards inside of them are just not worth it. If somebody can please explain that to me, I'm just very curious why we're seeing such a big separation in sealed versus a single market. If you take a look at the single market, you'll see the same thing. Super rares, these are the cards you're going to pull the majority of the times. They're very, very cheap. It's a very healthy singles market. I mean, look at that. The most non-alternative art super rare is what? Marco? Marco? Yeah, it looks like a $5.25 card. That's not even still, that's not that expensive. I mean, I can live with that. I'm okay with that. If you go back to Paramount War, again, I would venture to say you're going to see the same thing. $184. And you guys will see card prices. Pretty alternative arts. Again, you're only going to pull a handful of these cards, so you're not going to make, you bought this whole case and you ripped it all open, chances are you're not making that back. Chances are you're probably going to pull about $1,000 at most. At most. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, again, you guys can comment down below. I don't think I am. But if you take a look at the just the non-alternative arts, the cards that you need, the everyday cards, you will see something that's very similar. Nami, $8. Kazan, $8. Portugonis to Ace. It's always been a pretty powerful card in meta. Monkey D. Luffy, Megallion, Kazuki Odin. These are all very, very affordable cards. And these are the cards that are going to make up the bulk of your deck. Last but not least, let's go ahead and take a look at Romance Dawn, the very first set. Probably going to be about $300 per box, right? Yeah, there you go, $300 per box, and I pretty much figured that would be the case. The only thing I will say about this set, though, is that these parallel leaders are very, very expensive. So I do somewhat understand this side of the market here, because I even bought a full case a while back. I remember opening it all up. I did it on the channel. There were some pretty good pulls, and they were pretty good pull ratios there. Boa Hancock, you could pull a bunch of these. So I do understand the prices of this, but if you look at the non-alternative arts, again, you will see the same thing. $3, $3, $2, $2. These cards are not very expensive. They were at one point, like that Renoir Zoro was like $30-something a card. That was insane. In booster boxes, you can get for $90 to $100. You can make your money when it first dropped on this set. Absolutely, you can pretty much buy a full case, open it all up, and make your money back. No question about that. That's gonna do it for this video. My final recommendation of whether or not you should be buy, sell, or hold. This is gonna come to a surprise maybe to some of you guys. I think it's a great time to buy One Piece. Specifically, I'm gonna put a little asterisk on that. Specifically, when you're talking about singles. Sealed booster boxes, I can't explain those prices right now. Again, if anybody else has an explanation for some of this, I'd love to hear it down below. Is it the fact that they're just not doing any reprints, period? Is it the fact that One Piece is really just that playable and that collectible? Comment down below. Really would love to hear from you guys. But I do think now's a great time to buy into One Piece. If you were looking for a healthy singles market, look no further. I do think outside of the alternative arts, if you were the everyday player and you were just constructing deck after deck to play, to go to your locals with, I do think it's a healthy singles market. You can go right on here on TCG Player. Don't take my word for it. You guys could just do your own research. You can probably build a very competitive deck for probably around $60 or less. And that's a good market. That means that's a good single market. Again, it doesn't always have to be both sealed and single market for me to say buy. Sometimes you just need one of them. And for this one, I do think it's one of them. Now, some of you guys are going to say, oh, what about Disney Lorcana? You said you should be selling. I said you can make an argument for all three, buy, sell, or hold. You can do the same thing even for One Piece right now. Even though I'm saying buy, anybody can make the argument for selling or holding. It's not that complicated, you know? It all depends on how you view it, you know, whether or not, you know, you think it's a good time to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just giving out my opinion. I want to hear from some of you guys. If you agree with me, cool. Hit the like button. If you disagree with me, comment down below. If you can explain this sealed market, comment down below for that too. But I'm just saying, like, it's a good singles market. I do think you can build a very competitive deck for under $60, which is pretty good. That's good for the everyday player. That's kind of what you want. For collectors, I don't like to dive deep into that rabbit hole because for the everyday collector, it's always a good market. They're always going to be willing to drop money. Just depends on what they want to buy. But that's going to do it for this video. Again, hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button for me. Please, I really would appreciate that, if for nothing else. And if you're new, maybe you consider hitting that subscribe button. If you want more content, check all the content that I produce. And see, maybe you'll find out this channel is for you. Again, I know I'm not for everybody. Fully aware of that. That's cool. No big deal there. Thank you guys so much for the 5K subs. Really do appreciate it. This channel does not exist without you guys, so I really do appreciate that. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. And that's going to do it for this video. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time.